like to introduce John Sweeting, who will be presenting the ARIN update. John is Chief Experience Officer at ARIN and has traveled here from Chantilly, Virginia to join us today. Thank you, John.
All right.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, Chris. Where's the clicker? All right, I'm amazed that so many people stayed around. If I'd gotten a 10-minute break, I'd have been gone. If I didn't have to speak, that is, sorry. All right, so where can you find ARIN? Here at this NANOG 94, we have an ARIN customer desk that is in the NANOG Showcase Plaza. We also have a room over in Plaza Court 2 and 3 on the concourse level. We've helped plenty of customers today with lots of their transfer questions, reassignment questions, and open ticket questions that they had. So quick update on the ARIN membership. We're currently at 26,224 members, of which 24,551 are service members, 1,673 are general members. The difference is they're really all service members, but 1,673 have requested general membership, which gives them the ability to participate in the governance of ARIN and to vote in our elections. Okay, which leads us up to the ARIN elections, which we hold every year. Nominations open on Monday, 16 June, so a week from today. There's important information on our website that you can find. We're going to cover some of it right here. So the elected positions at ARIN are, we have an ARIN Board of Trustees that is 9 elected members. 3 positions get elected each year. So 3, 3, 3 is 9. So there'll be 3 positions open for this year. The ARIN Advisory Council, there'll be 5 full-term open seats this year. It's a 15-member body, of which 5 positions open each year, unless somebody happens to drop out for any reason. We have to replace that position. And then the Number Resource Organization, it's 3 members, so each year there's 1 position. 2 of the years are elections. 1 of the year is a board appointment. This year is an election year. So they're involved in a lot of important work right now on the ICP2 documentation, which is how to ratify an RIR, all the principles that the RIR has to follow, Regional Internet Registry. And then some new stuff is how do you unregister an RIR for some kind of non-performance. That's all in there. It's all going on right now. Matter of fact, we have a pretty good-sized team of ARIN folks over at the NANOG, or at the ICANN meeting in Prague that's going on this week. And ICP2 is a big part of that, which the NRO-NC is driving. So if you want to learn more about our elections, we have a couple of videos online that talk about the Board of Trustees, the governance of ARIN, and what the responsibilities and preferred abilities of the Board of Trustees. Also an in-depth look at the policy development process and the Advisory Council, if you're interested in joining the Advisory Council. The Advisory Council, of course, shepherds all the policies, internet number resource policies, through the community to either adoption or abandonment. Once they get to a certain point, they recommend adoption to the board. So every organization of those 1,673 organizations that are general members, they all have voting contacts. So make sure that your voting contacts are up to date, that you have somebody actually in that position to do your voting for you. We do allow voting contact changes all the way up until 7 days prior to the voting that begins on October 30th. So if you have a voting contact, you got it all up to date, and that person finds a new job in September and leaves, you can update that position and still save your organization's vote. And why participate in ARIN elections? Of course, it's, we're like NANOG, ARIN relies on our community. It's a vital responsibility for our community to support ARIN, support the policies, and volunteer when they can. You help the people that get elected, especially the Board of Trustees, with their fiduciary responsibility. They guide the strategic direction of ARIN. And of course, we want to ensure that diverse perspectives are represented. Policy update. We currently have 8 draft policies. None are recommended yet. Difference between a draft and a recommended policy. Recommended policy has gone through a staff and legal review and has shown support on the public mailing list, the public policy mailing list. And usually it goes to a meeting, an ARIN meeting, as a draft policy before it becomes recommended, but it doesn't have to. But it has to be a recommended draft policy and be presented at a meeting before it can go to last call and be recommended to the board for adoption. There's a few that are getting a lot of talk on PPML. Resource issuance to natural persons is the one that's really hot these days. Been a lot of emails, a lot of discussion on the mailing list. We're not quite sure what the problem is that's trying to be solved because we've been issuing resources to natural persons for quite some time, but we'll work all through that. Internet number resource, so IPv6 allocations, they have seemed to taken off a little bit. They were steady, that 680, 713, if you go back other years, it's right around 700 each year. But in 2024, it jumped up to 958, and then in 2025, it's projected on what we've done the first quarter that we're gonna even go up another couple hundred. So that's a good thing. IPv4 waiting list requests fulfilled. It's pretty steady. We do around 60, 70 organizations a quarter. However, there's every once in a while, we'll get a /16 back from somewhere. And once we get that through the process of making sure it's clean, it's not routed, it's not on any block lists and stuff, we will give that out. That's where you see where it jumps up to 136, 200, 117. We had a big block that came back unexpectedly and got cleaned up and ready to go. Recent transfer statistics, everything's pretty steady. It's pretty much the bulk of the work for the resource analyst in RSD. It's pretty steady. The big jump in the blue there for the 8.2 merger and acquisitions, that's really from a couple of really big ISPs that decided it was time, and probably RPKI probably was the motive behind it, but they finally have reached out to ARIN and provided all the documentation to show all these mergers and acquisitions they've done over the years that they never bothered to update, but they have now updated them. A lot of them updated them last year, so we had that big jump. There's different reasons. They're either for doing RPKI or maybe they're wanting to put them out there on the transfer market. We've seen both. Autonomous system number is pretty steady. You'll see that big jump in Q1 of 2024. That coincides with the ARIN fee change that took away the $550 fee for getting an ASN. Basically now, if you already have any kind of internet number resource, you get an ASN, it's no cost. So that is, it's jumped pretty good. Also, we had some changes to policy that allowed it to be easier for people to get an ASN, at least their first ASN. If you want to get more than one, you got to give us a little bit more justification. But for that first one, it's normally, hey, I want to do BGP. I need an ASN for my network. I want to build it with an ASN. You get an ASN. RPKI update. Brad Gorman is here. He sits over in the room over there that we have. He'll help you with anything RPKI related. I believe he's doing some kind of hands-on thing or maybe just a workshop on Wednesday. I don't have his time. Is he here? No, he's not. All right, so right now, organizations using our ARIN RPKI services is 6,715, which is 26% of our customers. And the different services, we have 3: hosted, delegated, and then delegated, which is kind of hybrid. So the hosted is the majority of it. Delegated is a little bit smaller, 148. And of those 148, 75 of them use the ARIN Repository Publication Service. So that's what we call the hybrid model. And as you can see, it's steadily going up. RPKI development pipeline. These are all the features that are coming up. Ability to update a ROA instead of deleting it and then creating it again. So yeah, removes the delete and create actions you used to need to reflect changes. You can now edit. ASPA, which is still going through the IETF mark. Yes, yeah. So we've done some development work. Mark Koster's our CTO back there, and his team have done the majority of the development work that's going to be needed to deploy that. And once it becomes a standard through the IETF, that will get deployed. And RPKI for recipients of reallocated or detailed reassignments. So as any of you that do a lot of the IRR, the Internet Routing Registry, creating objects in there, if you have space reassigned to your customers, they can manage their own objects. But with RPKI, can't do that. You have to create their ROAs for the address space you give them. That feature is being worked on and is in the pipeline and will come out sometime in the, I think it's in the next 8 to 12 months, Mark? Something like, and it all depends because other things can come along that are much more important that we have to push it farther out to the right. But right now, that's the plan. These are all the things that we've heard from you. Brad sits here. He talks to everybody that goes over there and talks to him. He walks around and he asks questions. And these are what Brad has really heard from you guys about what you would like to see from ARIN as far as RPKI goes. And it's documentation of baseline RPKI features. So basically, that a feature that's here at ARIN is available at RIPE, available at APNIC, available at LACNIC, available at AFRINIC. We're working on that. We have a global team that does the project management of RPKI, and that's the purpose of that team, is to try to globalize all the features. Let's see, documentation of problem statement and exploration of solutions to improve RPKI trust anchor configuration. So one of the other things they're working on is right now every RIR has their own trust anchor, and that gets kind of complicated at times. But I think it's maybe even more complicated to try to have this one trust anchor that rules all the trust anchors. So they're working on it. I don't know. There's not anything really in sight of when that will be available, but they're working on it. And then just keeping the technical community informed and engaged by showing up at NANOGs and other outreach that we do. So programs, outreach, and other updates. So we do have a Premier Support Plan. Any organization that's a 2XL or larger, which means they have a lot of address space, they automatically become Premier. They automatically qualify for the Premier Support Plan. And then anyone else that wants to enroll can enroll for a fee each year of $5,000, and you get dedicated account analyst, you get prioritized ticket process. So your ticket comes in, goes to the top of the queue. They use this little penguin that you see down there. That shows up in the queue next to the ticket. And that ticket's at the top of the queue. So we never see tickets at the bottom of the queues with penguins. They're always at the top. You get direct technical services liaison, which is, it's nice. You can talk to Mark, Brad, me, anybody you really want to talk to, anytime you really want to talk to us. We have a customer focus group that meets quarterly, that all the PSP customers are invited to. We get a lot of good feedback from that. There's 24/7 on-call support, and there's a waiver of the transfer request fees for the source transfer on market transfers up to 10 a year. So if you do 10 transfers, if you pay the $5,000 and you do 10 transfers that year, you kind of break even, but you get all the rest of the stuff free. Okay, we also have another program to help the community in the transfer market. It actually has helped ARIN a lot as well, but it's called our qualified facilitators, and we do a deep dive vetting them, and they agree to code of conduct and non-disclosure and a whole bunch of stuff. We really put them through the ringers to actually qualify them to be on this list. So you can see when we didn't do all that stuff, we had like 30, 35 people that were specified transfer people that would help you do your transfers. We now have 9, and these guys are good. These companies are really good at what they do. They've helped to take the transfer processing time down by like 72%, which is really good, especially for the people that are wanting to sell it and get the money, and really good for the people that need the space and want to get it as fast as they can. The ARIN Community Grant Program, I guess it opens today. Sorry, I'm not sure, but it says apply today at arin.net/grants. You just have to fit into one or more of the following categories: internet technical improvements, registry process technology improvement, basically anything that will enhance the internet experience for the ARIN NANOG region. And then our fellowship program, next one is ARIN 56, which is in Dallas the same week as NANOG. The selection for that ARIN meeting also includes the NANOG program. So we work with NANOG and we pay for the registrations of up to 15 fellows that get selected, and we pay their way there. We give them a stipend to spend, take care of their hotel rooms and their food and everything while they're there. And this is all the places we've already been and a few that we're going to go to Q1 to Q3. As you can see, we go to a lot of places to spread IPv6, RPKI, and all the gospels of the internet. And the next meeting is 30 to 31 October, immediately following NANOG in Dallas, Arlington. Our event there, our social event there on Thursday night will be in AT&T Stadium. I think it's still AT&T Stadium. Anyway, where the Cowboys play. Our social event will be in the stadium. All right, that's it. Any questions? Uh-oh. I don't like seeing the chair of the AC walking up to ask me a question.
Yeah, just wanted to add one point. Kat Hunter, AC Chair in Comcast. So there is a lightning talk tomorrow, actually, that's going to be done by Chris Woodfield, 5:30 to 5:30, right? It's on 2024-5. If you're part of the peering community or an IX, this policy could potentially impact you. So I would recommend anyone that is in either one of those fields, pay attention to those.
Is that the right policy?
Yeah, it should.
2024-5 is the natural person,
Yep.
right? Okay.
Yeah, it's the CI space, but there are questions about peering and requirements and things like that.
Let's make sure we get the right information. So it is, 2024-5.
Correct.
Yeah, 4 micro allocations. Good one. Yep.
Cool.
Just want to make sure that everybody had the right information on that.
Yep.
Because people have come in and asked about it. Kate,
We actually have a remote question from Michael Sinatra, no attribution here. The question, the ARIN Help Desk is really awesome. For those who are there in person, in some cases it's a lot easier than opening tickets and having it back and forth in email. For those of us who are not traveling these days, has there been any thought to having a virtual help desk where we can discuss things with senior ARIN staff in real time?
We don't currently have that feature, but we will definitely take that under consideration for the next NANOG and try to figure out how we do that. We can do it. I'm sure we can do it. Yeah, but it's a little bit easier on the people that show up here. But anyway, Rob Seastrom is on the board, so he likes to get his 2 cents in when he can. All right. Is that it? Okay, everything you ever wanted to know about ARIN? What? No? Yep. All right, go ahead, Chris. There you go. Thank you, everyone.